If you want to be successful, don't burn bridges unnecessarily. What's going on, guys? It's Josiah, your success consultant, and today's video is all about cultivating relationships. So the first thing that you need to focus on as you change your mentality from someone that might have burnt bridges in your life unnecessarily. Maybe you might not have been the best people person. Maybe other people might have gotten turned away, or you've gotten yourself turned away by different people. And as a result, you kind of treat life maybe a little bit from a different point of view that actually is taking you away from the success that you would have with more powerful relationships. The first thing that I need you to focus on is instead of burning bridges, you want to be a connector of bridges. You want to be a bridge connector. So what does that mean when I say be a bridge connector? You know, when you're thinking about people and the different type of relationships that you have, chances are you would be very beneficial to somebody else by directing them to someone that you have right now in your circle that they could benefit from. And when you connect two bridges together and you can bring two of your companions closer to be able to benefit and leverage each other's skills and opportunities, then that's only going to add more value to you because you're enhancing your circle, you're making them better. And guess what? They're not going to forget how you looked out for them, and they're going to do something good and kind for you. You want to be able to be a bridge connector because the most successful people know how to have relationships, not just with themselves and another person, but they know how to have other people be able to have great relationships together in harmony, right? And these are community builders. These are world leaders. You know, these are people that are paid extremely well or have accomplished something great that allows them to be able to lead effectively. You want to be a bridge connector. So instead of asking yourself, you know, who do I cut off in my life? Instead, what you should be asking is, which two friends that I have in my network don't know each other right now, but I think they will be a great fit for each other in some type of capacity, right? And again, I'm speaking here more so professionally. So maybe you know a guy right now that might be an aspiring entrepreneur, but then you also have a friend that's a web developer. You're going to be a good bridge connector by saying, hey, I know both of y'all. You guys are really, really, really good friends. I think that if I were to join you two together, there's a lot of good value that can come from it. And you never know. They could give you a little bit of a commission from connecting those relationships. If the web developer ends up making a website for the entrepreneur, you know, maybe when you need a certain connection extended to you from somebody in their network, they're able to look out for you, and they may not have done that until you extended your gesture first. So that's one of the things that I really want you to think about is instead of being able to push people away, how do you bring them closer together in harmony by connecting the bridge? Second thing that you need to focus on and remember when it comes to cultivating relationships is that people control resources. People control resources, not things control resources. People control resources. You know, I talked about this in length in my book, The Valedictorian That Still Lives at Home with Mommy and Daddy. You can find that on Amazon. In that book, one of the things that I talk about a lot is how most people tend to discredit the power of relationship building. And in doing so, it actually makes it harder to be able to get a job, to be able to start a company with the right people, to be able to really take your life to another level that only can get there and get ahead by having a good team, by having a good network within your circle. The thing that you got to realize is that people are in control of resources. So if you're trying to apply for a job, right? You got to remember, it's not just some little external thing. It's not a machine that's controlling the job. It's another person. It's another human just like you that has the opportunity to extend a benefit to you. So instead of just thinking about, oh, well, you put on a resume, oh, well, I want a job because I need to be able to make money. You say on an interview, oh, I want a job because I got to feed my family, etc. That's too self-centered. That's too much about you. You need to recognize that in order for you to be able to take advantage of the resource of being able to get a better position, you need to be able to tailor your approach to the person that you are working with, to the person that's interviewing you, to the person that you would be, taking on as a hiring manager. You got to recognize and realize that people control resources. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this so heavily is a lot of us, you've seen people just be unnecessarily rude. You've seen people treat other people like a jerk. You've seen people, start out conversations with insults, with jabs. And oftentimes, those will be people that don't know how to bring the best resources to them. Because unbeknownst to you, some of the most successful people in the world are very kind. And they're very kind at establishing relationships with people, meeting people, connecting people, right? Speaking highly about people. And because of their kindness and them having those types of characteristics, I know a lot of times y'all watch these Hollywood movies and it's like everybody is a jerk and everybody's cussing out somebody in their business. But the most successful people, many of them, are very kind. And the thing that you need to recognize is their kindness was actually used as an asset for them to be able to grow up the success ladder, because that meant that they had to use that kindness to make a good impression with another person. See, if everybody was just a jerk 24/7, there's only so far that type of person can go, because they're never going to make a good impression with someone that has the power to be able to benefit them. Everybody is in need of someone else that controls a resource. So even if you're trying to build a business, let's say, you could have a great product, you could have good marketing, but ultimately it's going to be another person that buys your product or buys your service. So if you don't know how to communicate effectively with those people, if you don't know how to be able to resolve conflicts in your customer service, if you don't know how to be able to help people understand the reason why your product or service is so important for them, if you lack that type of social skill, it's only going to close doors for you in your life, because you got to have people on board with you in order to gain access to resources. I promise you this, and this is a basic example. Try calling any customer support line and you start off the conversation just being a complete jerk, versus you come on the phone and you're trying to be as nice as you can. Who is the person on the other end of the line willing to do more for to help them? Are they going to want to just do things for the person that is like a total a-hole to them, that's just dogging them out and belittling them and embarrassing them? No, obviously this person would not want to do anything for them. You obviously probably had a friend or two that was a jerk to somebody in a drive-thru at a restaurant, and you're like, damn, man, you're about to get our food spat on before we even get the food. You don't even feel like buying food no more because you already know something bad is going to happen because your friend had too much mouth. What you want to do is you want to be mindful of the fact that people control resources. So instead of spending so much time and effort and focus on the resource, which is going to be the outcome of things, you need to spend more time on the process of building relationships. Because as you get better at building a relationship and nurturing a relationship and preserving a relationship, then the better off you will be and the more likely you will be to accomplish the gaining of whatever resource that you wanted to be able to acquire. So that one's really, really important as well. Okay. Last but not least, you got to always remember your network is your net worth. I'm going to say that again. You've got to always remember that your network is your net worth, because you are the average of the top 5 people that you spend the majority of your time with, in terms of your income, in terms of your personality, in terms of your health, in terms of your values. So whoever is in your top 5 circle, you're going to sponge to them in terms of how they do things. And the reason why this is so important is because you've got to guard yourself in terms of who you take on as a connection if you want to be able to get ahead in life. If you surround yourself all day with negative people, then you're going to become negative. If you surround yourself all day by people that don't want to accomplish anything, then guess what? That's going to take the wind out of your sails when it comes to getting things done. Maybe you might have big dreams and big goals and aspirations, but if you surround yourself around a bunch of people that's not trying to do anything or take their life one step further, that's going to be paralyzing to you and your own success. So I need you to understand that before you start burning bridges with people that can actually help benefit you in your life. See, don't approach them with insecurity, so you got to be able to insult them to try to cut them down to size. Don't feel like you have to be able to lead person and it's got to come off like this big competition, me versus you. No, you got to be more of a collaborator than a contender. You've got to be more of a connector than a divider if you want to be successful. Because like I said, in the process of you making the right connections, in the process of you gaining access to the right people that have the right resources, that's how your net worth is going to improve, because you strengthened your network. Okay? So I want you to leave me a comment, and I want you to tell me about a time where maybe you might have cut somebody off in your life unnecessarily, and it came back to bite you at a later time. Maybe they went on to become very successful. And if you would have still kept on to them as a resource, maybe that could have gotten you farther ahead in life. Maybe you burnt a bridge unnecessarily. And what happened was, by you doing that, it might have made you have a bad reputation as a person in the eyes of somebody else that had the power to change your life. They saw the way that you handled the situation. They saw that it wasn't good, and they changed their demeanor towards you and the opportunities that would have been afforded to you, but they never said anything about it, so you had no way of knowing it. You tell me a time where you might have burnt a bridge unnecessarily and it came back to bite you and slow down your own success, okay? All of these videos are extremely important because these are all personal development, life-changing tools that once you actually apply the things that I'm telling you, you're going to notice a difference in your career, your finances, your relationships, and the overall quality and happiness of your life, because it will be these very things that you have not done an effective enough job in being able to get past, and they become barriers to you being able to have your best life. So make sure to leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. If you've already subscribed to this channel, share it with a friend that could benefit from this information that I'm giving to you. Be your brother's keeper and share this with someone that could really, really benefit from what we're going on, because it's all about empowering a community. I'm giving you these videos all for free. And if it's not us that helps each other, how are we ever going to get the help? Don't forget to share this video. Make sure that you subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.